Today, me and my friends attempted to survive 100 days in the new 1.18 Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update in Hardcore. How much can we achieve in these 100 days? Can we defeat the Ender Dragon? Well, you're gonna have to stick around to the end to find out. See what I did there? Ender Dragon? Yeah, anyways, this is 100 days in 1.18 Minecraft Hardcore Trios Edition. We started off the world on the side of a mountain. These views were insane, but before we did anything else, we quickly decided to make our way up to the top of the mountain, and then, to our surprise, there was actually a village up there. So, like literally anyone would do, we completely raided the village. We took all the loot from every single chest, we broke all the hay bales so we can get some food, we took wood from the farms and their trees, and we did much more. We did this for so long, actually, that it took the entire day. And before we knew it, it was time to sleep. On the morning of day 2, we raided the village a little bit more until we decided we would go and look for an area to actually set up our starter base. On the way running around looking for an area, we upgraded our tools to stone tools, and then we just started running and running, looking for the area where we would set up the houses, and of course, other buildings. We did this for 2 entire days because while running, we got distracted with other things. We actually ran into a tiger biome and we decided to cut down some trees to get some spruce logs just in case we wouldn't find any more spruce trees because who knows, we might want to use spruce logs for building. Until finally, the next day, we decided to not continue looking for a place to set up camp. But instead, we actually went mining. We actually got a ton of iron, and also, while mining, we ran into a few diamonds. And then, something else crazy happened. You see, look at this. There were 2 spawners right next to each other in the one cave. So, we looted all the stuff out of the chests, we had a few cool items, and then we just continued mining a little bit more until we finally made our way back out of the cave and then began running even further. Eventually, after about 2 more days of running, we stopped to smelt some iron. While we were smelting, I myself decided to run around a little bit more to see what was in the nearby area. And in that nearby area, I looked on top of a mountain and there was another village. So I looked around in the village, collected a few materials, until finally I saw something in the distance. I moved closer to this shadowy thing, and soon I realized it was actually a Woodland Mansion. And the craziest thing about this was we were only about 1,000 blocks out from spawn, so this was a really cool find. But we weren't going to raid this just yet because we didn't really have that good of armor. After finding this, I went back to the furnaces where the other guys were hanging out. I got myself some full iron armor and tools, and then we went and continued looking for an area where we would build our first starter base. Until finally, we found the starter base area, and then we decided we were going to start building. Once we found the area that we would start building our base, we actually just started building. We wanted a basic house to start off with, so we wouldn't end up building anything too crazy. I planted down some saplings just in case we needed more wood, and then we began building the house. It actually took quite a lot longer than I thought it would have taken to actually build this thing, but eventually, after building a bunch of walls and roofs and placing down windows, we had finished the house build. Once again, nothing too crazy, but later on, when we start building more and more, we will build crazier things. After finishing the house build, we decided it would be time to go back down into the mines and look for some more items. But before we could do that and get diamonds, we actually needed to go down to a specific Y level to get those diamonds. And according to the internet, this Y level was negative 53. Honestly, I don't know if it was correct, but that's what we did, and I guess it was kind of successful. This took actually quite a long time to get down to Y level negative 53 because we had to mine down like over 100 blocks or something. Honestly, I can't remember how much it was, but it was quite a lot. But eventually, after mining for quite a while, we managed to get our way down to the Y level. Since we were now at the Y level that we can find all the cool materials, I quickly ran back up to the surface and crafted a diamond pickaxe with all the diamonds that we got from earlier. I then went down back into the mines, mined up 14 obsidian, and with this obsidian, we could now make a nether portal and an enchant table, which will all come in handy later on in the episode. After I got all this obsidian, once we had all that obsidian, we made our way up back to the surface and decided to build out another area, but this time it was actually digging out an area because we were going to dig out a room in a mountain. Once we had dug the area out of the mountain, we placed down the nether portal and also made another space for the enchant table, so now all we would need were some bookshelves. With our newly obtained mine, we made our way back down and spent quite a long time mining. And this was actually to get full diamond armor for everyone because we wanted to survive without dying and make sure we can survive, that is. Because at this point, if we lost everything, that would be quite a pain to do it all over again. So we spent quite a long time, all of us were mining, all in different areas, so we could try and get as much diamonds as possible. We all mined up enough diamonds to get all of ourselves full diamond armor, and a few extra tools as well. Quite a successful mining trip if I say so myself. The next day, we started by crafting all of our diamond armor. Look at us, we're so fancy now. We placed down some bookshelves in the enchant table room and then made our way off to the nether. It was finally time to conquer the nether. Any wrong moves and the episode would be over. Once we made our way into the nether, we started looking for the fortress. And not long after this, we actually ran into the nether fortress. So that was quite lucky. We found a blaze spawner and killed all the blazes until we had 14 blaze rods. And then we made our way back to the overworld because we didn't really need to do anything else in the nether at the current time. Back in the overworld, we started working on some farms just to pay tribute to the first trio series. We built up a little area for both cows and sheep and then slowly moved over some cows. But we didn't get any sheep because we couldn't find any of them nearby, so we'll have to get those another time. We then moved on to making a crop farm where we would add wheat, potatoes, and carrots, which we could then trade with villagers or just use it for food, who knows. After setting up the farms, we then decided it was time to make a villager trading area. So we went to the nearby village and took some villagers hostage. I mean, brought them over at free will. Anyways, the other guys brought over one village via a boat, while I brought another one over using a composter. Before we could do anything else with the villagers, we had to flatten out an area. So that's what we spent this day working on. We broke down a mini hill, cut down some trees, until finally we had a flattened out area to do whatever we wanted. Since we now had villagers in our house, at, once again, free will, we could start building up the villager trading area. We first decided we would actually do like a house design, but then later realized that probably wasn't the best design that we could have done. So to change that idea up, we decided to build market stalls instead. We decided on one farmer stall, one Fletcher stall, and 3 enchanter stalls, and each stall would actually accommodate for 3 villagers. So in total, we would require around 15 villagers. That is quick math. Which also then leads on to the next thing we did, which was with our newly obtained villagers, we dug a little hole into the ground, and with a decent looking entrance, we moved the villagers down inside that hole and got ready to breed the villagers. And then for the next few days, we just waited for the villagers to breed until we finally had enough villagers to put into the stalls. We actually ended up getting quite a bit more than what we needed, so I guess that'll be useful if we ever hope to expand our villager trading area. To change things up a little bit, we went exploring once again. We wanted to find a jungle biome for a few materials. First one is cocoa beans, we also need melons and bamboo of course. While exploring, we went on a boat and went into the ocean and actually found 2 ocean monuments, which turns out they were actually really close to each other. This seed is insane. We ended up finding the jungle biome not soon later, and we collected all the materials that we needed. While I was looking for all the materials myself, I found a desert, and inside the desert, there was a desert village. So I quickly ran over there, stole all their hay bales and any other materials that I thought I might need, and right next to the village was actually a Badlands biome, or a Mesa biome, one of those. And in that biome, there was a cool looking mountain. So I went over it and then look inside this mountain. This is exactly what I saw in the mountain. Look at this. It looks so cool. But anyways, that's about it for the material collecting. So we quickly made our way back home. And coming back home, we planted the bamboo and all the other materials we got. And then we got prepared to move all the villagers into their new stalls. So we prepared by placing down rails all over the ground, directing into each stall, so it would actually be easier for us to move the villagers into their stalls. And then for the next few days, yes, this was the most annoying process I have ever done. We slowly moved all the villagers into their homes and split them up so it'd be easier for us to trade with the villagers. All the villagers just kept moving around, so it was so annoying. This was definitely the most irritating task I had ever done in Minecraft for both myself and the others. But eventually we got it done and gave them trades that they would actually need. We even got mending and also got a few other cool trades. After finishing all of the villager trades, we actually decided to set up a bamboo farm so we could trade with the Fletchers and get easy emeralds, because if you don't already know, you can trade Fletchers sticks and they will give you emeralds in return, and you can craft sticks with bamboo. This was a fairly chill day because all we was doing is bamboo and trading. That's pretty much it. After we finished farming all the bamboo, we started to prepare to go to the end. And to do this, we went off to the nether for a second time. We wanted to get some ender pearls, and we did this by trading with piglins. We also raided a bastion, got a pig sept disc, 2 ancient debris, and after trading with the piglins, we ended up with 15 ender pearls. So after that, we killed all the piglins, poor piglins, and then made our way back to the overworld, getting ready to kill the ender dragon. And then on the morning of day 71, I crafted up an Eye of Ender so we could locate the stronghold. And that's when we realized the end was actually disabled in this version. And since this version was a snapshot, we couldn't even upgrade the server to the newer version since the worlds wouldn't work for some reason. It was kind of annoying and this was very unfortunate, but maybe in the next 100 days episode we could upgrade to that and then kill the Ender Dragon in that episode. Since we could no longer fight the Ender Dragon, we decided to do a few other things. And this is when we decided to go and fight the Woodland Mansion, and hopefully get a few totems of undying. We made our way over to the Woodland Mansion, and then we were finally ready to fight off everything that got in our way. Making our way over into the mansion, we killed a few Vindicators, robbed everything we could get our hands on, and also we stole every single bookshelf in this mansion. There was so many that we actually ended up with like 10 stacks of books. It was insane. We killed a bunch of evokers and then ended up with a totem for everyone and a few to spare. Until finally, we raided the entire mansion. And after that, we needed to flatten out another area for another project we would start on. So for the entire time, this is exactly what we did. Yep, we just flattened out an area and terraformed everything we needed. And once we finished flattening out that entire area, we were finally ready to work on the next build. This next build that we started took way too long. We wanted to work on a building that would somewhat represent an old western themed bank. And to do so, it would require lots of wood. And when I say lots, I mean lots. But anyways, whenever we had wood to start building, that's exactly what we did. We took every single opportunity to build up, until finally we ended up with something like this. It doesn't look too bad for now, but in the 200 days we will definitely have to decorate this and add things inside. I was planning on maybe adding all the main materials like diamonds, gold, iron, all the valuable materials inside. But after finishing this build, we decided to go back on a chill note and do a little bit more mining so we could repair our armor and get some more tools. So that's what we did for this time. I got a few diamonds, my friends got a few diamonds, and we ended up with about 30 in total. And then, to once again pay tribute to the original 100 Trios Day, we decided that we were going to make another farm. So that's exactly what we did. We made a pumpkin farm, we made a melon farm, until finally we had another farm set up. But obviously it didn't grow in time, so we didn't get to farm it. And then on the final day, we all went to the nether trying to get wither skeleton skulls, but ended up with no luck, and that concludes the 100 days. Now that we're done, let's take a quick look around our world. So we have the main starter base, we've got a few chests inside, and we've also got the villager trading area. This place looks fairly nice. We have our farm right down here. We got pumpkins, melons, and all these crops here. And here is where we breeded our villagers. Over here, we have our bamboo farm and our bank. This is definitely one of my favorite builds. And moving over here, we have our mine area. And I don't think you guys actually saw this, but we also built this bridge. And on top of this hill up here, we have our cow and sheep farm. That's pretty much it, and it looks really nice. So, that was 100 days in 1.18 Minecraft Hardcore Trios Edition. If you guys did enjoy, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. This actually took a long time, so it's appreciated. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next video. Make sure to check out my second channel, link in the description. Peace.